Hello and welcome back to the Casual Anime Podcast, also known as CAP, where we're anything but that. I'm your host, Vince the Devil Rookie, and this here is my very excited co-host,
Captain Maxopack.
Absolutely. He achieved Bankai. So, Maxopack, we are finally here. I know you are practically going to take over this episode with your excitement, but after 10 long years of waiting, you especially have been waiting for a long time. We have entered the day that Bleach returns.
Yes, we have. It after watching the episode, it's kind of surreal because this brief moment of awesomeness is gonna keep going, and it felt like a little movie or event. A lot of people are saying it was like an event.
That's true.
I'm satisfied just seeing that one episode. If they never made something again, I would be fine with it. That was a sick a sick ode to Bleach again.
So, how does it feel now? I don't know if it's processed in you yet. How does it feel knowing that it's going to stay just like that for the next 2 years?
I don't know, man. I don't know how it feels. It's just like life got overall better.
Exactly. Your quality of life improved over this.
Because back then, every time I watched one of the big three, it was always just new ideas every day. And it was really relaxing, especially for Bleach, because it was a very fast-paced, entertaining sort of show. So this, coming home from work and just, seeing Ichigo fight some dude, seeing seeing that they're actually improving upon Blood War. That's the best part. Is Blood War is, I know it's gonna be better than what we had. And if you guys look at the past videos, I crapped on Blood War, and said some good stuff, but there was really some grievances I had. Seeing the animation, the vibes, the voice acting, the new scenes, just Studio Para giving it this weird sort of war, creepy feel. It's really cool. I think this will be nice change from classic Bleach.
Absolutely.
This will definitely be nice to look back on, especially in years to come, because 2024 Bleach might look even different from this.
Very true. They can always, all they can do is improve, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, before this session, I went over your house and we were watching Bleach for the first time together on the big screen, and we did record some reactions. So there will be some of our raw and unfiltered reactions with throughout this video, and we can probably do that for every video from this point on, unless we just can't meet up.
Mm-hmm.
So, without further ado, Maxopack, you know the story of the Blood War the best, and I think it'll be best if you help describe it, because we also have to talk about the brand new details that were never before shown in the manga. So, go right ahead. Start us off, Maxopack. What happened during this episode?
The Blood War starts with two very brand new Soul Reapers. And in the manga, there's a good backstory on how they meet, who they are, what they're doing. That's completely moved forward, and it just cuts to them, Ryunosuke and Shino, jumping into Soul Society on their mission. And this is a really nice change. Good, really good for the pace. Because the beginning of the Blood War was kind of just not very notable. But this episode makes everything notable. He goes in, he gets absolutely slaughtered because there's just a crap ton of hollows. But that's the thing. There weren't that many hollows in the beginning in the manga. Yeah, Ryunosuke sucks, and Ichigo saves him, but the amount of hollows and destruction they added there, we don't even see the fight in the Blood War. The Ichigo didn't even fight the hollows; they just die, and then the other team too. So the fact that they spent all that budget and animation to give us an unseen fight, that is crazy.
Oh,
this
yeah.
it's so much. It's so worth it. It's so worth watching the Blood War.
Now, what on that scene that you're talking about right there, what is your favorite part of that introduction scene where we're seeing all of our crew once again? What's your favorite part?
Oh yeah, Ichigo freaking flexing to 10,000 just because he can, doing a Getsuga Tensho, going into Bankai gets a Tensho, Mushroom Cloud, one of my favorite, Ichigo only ever did one or two Getsugas of that destructive capacity.
He wants to look cool in front of this kid. Yo,
Oh my, the freaking...
we got the Fullbringer armor. Let's go. Wait. It's black!
that we got to see animated. But the fact that they're just showing back to back, huge effects, it's so cool.
Oh, yes, it is.
Bleach lives up to its insane fights. That's the best way they could have reintroduced the Blood War or Bleach, is just have a crazy ass fight. It wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of a fight, but kind of. They were regular hollows. So the hollows were very creepy. They had a good vibe in the beginning with two random Soul Reapers just getting effortlessly destroyed, and then hyping up the power of each card for a town hero, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the title cards too. That was nice.
Absolutely. Now, were you surprised, just like I was, when we saw that the Getsuga Tensho was black and not purple like it was shown in the trailer?
I kind of assumed it would be black, or it would transition to black, but I guess they just had it immediately be black, which is, makes sense since that's trailer material, and they just wanted to make the Getsuga look cool. So purple, I don't know why it was purple, So, but yeah, I guess I didn't expect it to just be black right out the bat,
Yeah, I get you. And let me think. Was there any other questions I had about that scene? Those two new kids, what do you think about them? Because honestly, I actually mistook that Ryunosuke kid for Hanataro for half the time that we were watching. So
I
I
know
thought,
Hanatara would have bodied those hollows.
yeah, I thought I was talking about Hanataro half the time. So I didn't know that he was an entirely different kid. So what are these two kids? We don't know much about them at all since they cut out their backstory.
Yep, well, we'll get to see their backstory next episode, most likely. But they're pretty much irrelevant. Just kind of a prelude or an example of how dangerous... Actually, no. Actually, no. They were just an example of how strong Ichigo is. You know, just there to hype up Ichigo's return, literally it. Because they don't fight any Quincy.
But
when the Blood War starts, they don't even show up. Their like lieutenant does though, or whoever, they're higher up. I think there is a guy who sent them on this mission and trained them, and we get to see him in the Blood War. So he pops up, but we can only assume that these two just kind of survived and didn't get into. They weren't in the invasion. Maybe they chilled at Ichigo's house. That would be nice.
Maybe so. Now, one thing that I really loved about this episode was in the beginning with this not Hanataro, with this Ryunosuke kid, they really showed just how dangerous the hollows were, because they actually have hollows destroying buildings and chasing Ryunosuke down with like bloodlust in their eyes or something. They were actually showing just how much of a threat hollows are, and I guess that's kind of lost in the original story because they don't really show hollows crashing through buildings and fighting to capture people. They don't really show all that. It's usually just they sense somebody that has spiritual pressure and they go and they try to attack them. They don't show like straight up collateral damage happening.
Yeah, the hollows got turned in. If any of you watch Bleach, yeah, the hollows turned into a bunch of jokes when the Aran car got introduced. Even back then, it was established for a while that like Menos are supposed to be meant for like captain class Soul Reapers, and that just got completely thrown out the window. So it's nice seeing hollows actually being a threat again, to the same level of just regular hollows. Like, God, imagine that if that was a Menos, you know, Ryunosuke just gets instantly incinerated.
Exactly.
See.
So, that is the beginning of the episode, though. And yeah, honestly, I do hope we see Ichigo's family soon, because we didn't see a single trace of them in this episode. Maybe next episode we'll get to see Ishin or something. But
no, they don't show up much. I can tell you right now,
what?
they're you're not gonna see them. See, this is the thing with Blood War, is everyone knows very clearly what does and what doesn't happen, because Blood War is all about the iconic scenes. Like, bam, this scene, bam, that scene. Like, Ichigo showing up is one whole scene. It's not a battle, it's not a, entrance, it's just a scene. Just, boom, there. He's there, he exists, that's what he's doing. That's all it is. It just shows us that he's still doing his job after he has the soul power. So he powers back. It immediately cuts to him at his house, and then Eburn shows up, and then they have a little scuffle, and then stuff at Soul Society. Like, it's all very little scenes. So there is a chance we keep getting new stuff. But here's where the problem lies. Because these scenes are so specific, yes, it is possible. Yes, a fight did happen, so that can be shown. Yes, a fight did happen between Eburn, so more can be shown. Ishin and family don't show up until because of, well, one thing, Ichigo gets freaking trapped. You know,
Okay.
not a big spoiler. They go to not a big spoiler because that's like literally in the trailer for the whole Blood War. Like Ichigo, trying to get to Soul Society and whatnot. And when he's in Soul Society, that's when the war starts. So he has no time to like that. That's it. When he's at his house right there, that's the only moment he's at his house. For the whole Blood War, actually. And then Ishin, like, screws off and doesn't appear till the end of the war, actually. So I don't know where they could fit him in.
Okay.
Yuzu Karin.
I would like to at least just see like a quick scene of Yuzu and Karin. Maybe if they add that in, I would like it. It's just I know Ishin is more of a role later on down the line, so we can definitely see him. But that's the first half of the episode, and you were mentioning the second half, which is the fight versus, his name is Egram?
Eburn.
Eburn, there you go. Okay, so the fight versus Eburn. How did you like this fight? Oh, I'm getting
A lot
notifications.
better. A whole lot better than the manga. Like, bro, they did. Dude just got tossed in the manga. Dude was like weaker than the Hollows. He was pretty much just a laughing stock. This episode made him like likable. You know, the freaking scenes they gave him, the getting kicked out of the face.
Oh, I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah.
Kicks him in the face instantly.
His freaking face when he was gonna steal Ichigo's Bankai. That has got to be the best decision Period made. Adding those to Blood War. Like, I can't wait to see all these creepy ass faces. Like, especially one of my favorite scenes in Blood War, Hash Waltz, who is a great character in Blood War. One of my favorites. He is super serious, but when he fights, I already spoil a lot in the past episode, but I'll try to keep it normal. The dude he fights, he gets like menacing. He makes a creepy ass face. Like sinister, which is really cool. And to think that like Period is gonna make that face, oh my god.
Discord keeps making notifications. I can't even turn it off.
But yes, and then the extended fight through the city, that was pretty nice. Especially the effects. The effects are the best thing, by far, that Blood War is excelling in right now. Every move, every impact you see makes a difference. Realistically animated, the shockwaves from the explosions, the dust particles, just amazing. And my two favorite parts was the visual example of the Bankai stealing badge. Now these Quincy, as you've seen, have badges that can just outright steal someone's Bankai, but it didn't work for Ichigo. Now, we never saw how it worked. They just kind of... Oh my god. Sorry about that. We never got to see how these things actually function. You know, they just held it up to someone and then boom, Bankai gone. So the level of detail in this whole attack animation, really sick. That's a cool original scene. Gotta gotta pay attention to. And then the disappearing one when Eburn lost and he was getting recalled. Very nice. Like really nice. Like that obviously wasn't expounded in the Blood War, because Blood War, stuff has to happen fast. So they're not gonna focus on like just him disappearing. The level of detail they displayed in the shadow disappearance with the particles and everything and the perspectives, also so cool. But those were the two big ones that were original, I believe. I'm looking. I'm going through right now.
There is one scene at the very end, after all this fighting happens, where we get to see the big man himself, Yowatch, or however you say it. What is it, Yuhabak?
Either way.
I call him Yowatch because it sounds funny.
Yeah.
But
Sounds better than Yuwabak.
Yuwabak, there's not even a B in the name. Like, how do they get Bach?
Yeah.
But anyway, how do you like this guy as voice actor? Because for me, he has the perfect voice for being just menacing.
Well, it's Zangetsu. Zangetsu always sounds not old man Zangetsu.
It's young man Zangetsu.
No, that is old man Zangetsu.
Old man Zangetsu.
So obviously, like, there is a connection to that. It's hard to not spoil anything, but I'm assuming most people that's watching a review of the episode have already seen it and probably seen Bleach. Like, it's been out for 10 years. It's the only thing that Bleach had was the Blood War. So I assume 90% of people who watch this have seen the Blood War. But yeah, Old Man Zangetsu always sounded cool. His voice actor this time is giving an interesting, a more like refined approach to Yowatch. I think Yowatch sounds good though. I thought it would get old quick, considering he sounds like so kind of like that voice is very strained. But it's sounding very normal now. But let's see. Yeah, I'm going through some Blood War manga, and
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what is in the manga that wasn't in this episode, if you have any.
yeah, super brief. Like, oh my god, I completely forgot about this because it happened so fast. Eburn did make the screwed up face. Oh my.
Oh, he did in the manga?
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right.
I don't know what's. Yeah, it wasn't like. It didn't seem like that different from regular Bleach, so I never thought of it. But like, the way Period made it in the anime is super, super funny and interesting. But yeah, oh wait, okay. You know what? I'm just forgetting a lot of the Bankai, not the Bankai, but the manga stuff. So the badge is shown, but I never thought it was the badge's ability. I thought it was just his. So that is similar. Now, I still think I'm right. I think that might still be just his like weird version of the badge, because every time else it wasn't exactly like that. But yeah, the fight is a lot more brief. Like, I think they're always like in the air, but like in the anime, I believe Ichigo's like going under bridges and through the town and stuff. Besides that, everything's pretty much accurate.
All right.
Like, extended fight everything in the first part where Ichigo and gang show up, that's completely original.
Yeah.
That whole fight scene. Because obviously Ichigo wouldn't go Bankai for regular hollows. I mean, he would. That is a Ichigo thing. He's done it in the anime before.
So then, if there's nothing else to report about this episode, I do want to say we didn't get the chance to talk about the opening or the real ending, actually. I just looked it up. And this episode does not have its actual opening and ending. That little tribute that we had at the end was specifically made only for this episode. So we don't have the visuals for the opening, which I'm super sad about because I was looking forward to that very much so. And we don't have the visuals for the ending, so we got nothing to report there. Next week, though.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if we have nothing else left to talk about, let's go straight into our rankings. And yes, this might be a bit biased, but Maxopack, what are you giving this episode out of 10?
9.5.
A 9.5?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm giving it as well. And obviously, I don't know if the quality per se is going to drop when it comes to... we should probably do like a season finale at the end of each core. But we can always give our rankings for the episodes after every 13 episdes.
Yeah.
So this could go up or down, as per usual. But until then... Oh, what's that?
Our rankings are ranging like very high. Mostly because we're not judging them like very hard.
Yes.
So expect to see a lot of like 9s, 10s, you know, not just because they're like the best episodes ever.
Because we're biased.
Because they're I would rate it. I rate it more as just if 10 is like a perfect episode, not in like quality wise, but it has everything an episode needs to be just a great episode, like good pacing, good story, great characters in that one episode, animation, yeah, everything's just spot on. 9.5 is when there's so little to complain about, not even worth it, and or there's just not a huge event. Like this isn't, you know, Bankai Kenpachi or frickin', you know, Aizen in Mukin. You know, it's not one of those episodes, so it's obviously not gonna be a 10. But for episodes that are just regular good Bleach episodes, nothing too important, it's a 9.5. But this is like in the middle of that, you know, it's the beginning of the war, so it's really important. They nailed it with making Eburn and no, it was just Eburn. But Eburn and those beginning scenes really cool and thoughtful. So yeah.
All right. So
that's
then,
my opinions.
if that's the end, this should be the end of the episode then. Can't wait for next week when we get more Blood War content.
Oh yeah. It's always gonna be a fun watch, man.
Absolutely. I can't wait to keep going. But if you like this video, then please like, share, and subscribe. And hit our post notification bells to keep up on our future uploads. And remember, fam, keep it casual.